Hello everyone, Beatrice speaking by Soul Decoding. Today, I want to speak about allergies. I often ask myself, why do some people get high fever and others don't? What factors determine whether we are allergic to certain pollen or to other agents such as animal hair, certain food substances, metals, feather pillows, or cigarette smoke? Over the last few decades, medical science has come up with numerous theories about what causes an allergy reaction. One of the most popular views is that we develop an allergy when our organism is exposed to an offending substance at a time when our immune system is weak. Okay, if that is true, why does one person react with a runny nose, another with asthma, and yet another with a skin rash? The actual medicine can't answer, but I know someone who can. The name is Dr. Rick Geerhammer, was an internist, medical researcher, and originator of Germanic new medicine. Of course, he discovered the biological laws of the nature. He explains the entire allergy process as a biological interplay between the psyche, the brain, and the corresponding organ. At the moment that we experience a shock, this shock impacts a specific area in the brain, causing a lesion. And that can be clearly identified on a brain scan as a set of sharp target rings. The exact response on the organ is determined by which part of the brain receives the conflict shock. And now, you need to know something that is very, very important. It's not just for allergies, it's for any disease. Because every disease has two phases. The first one is the conflict active phase. In this phase, we feel mentally distressed. We have cold extremities, little appetite, and suffer from sleep disturbances. But if we resolve the conflict, we enter to the resolution or healing phase. This is the period in which the psyche, the brain, and the organ all together go to the second phase, or recovery phase. An often difficult process because we can feel fatigue, fever, inflammation, infections, and pain. The nasal mucous membrane is controlled by a brain relay in the frontal lobe of the cerebrum. By analyzing thousands of brain scans, the laws of the nature establish that it is exactly this particular brain area that is affected when we experience a this stings conflict. These findings confirm that a sting conflict can be experienced in a real terms, for instance through a sudden offensive smell, or in a figurative sense. This is, in biological terms, an allergic reaction. So, what is commonly called an allergy is in fact already the healing phase after the conflict relapse. The biological purpose of the allergy is to serve us as a warning system, and the system says, in such situation, you have a shock, watch out. When we experience an unexpected conflict shock, our mind is in an acute awareness situation. Highly alert, our subconscious pick up all the components that surround the conflict, such as smells, tastes, sounds, objects, or people, and store them until the conflict is completely resolved. And why that's occur? Well, that's occur because during the human evolution, we develop a biological special program with all the symptoms misnamed disease are downloaded from our psyche to heal us. If someone is allergic to a certain food like peanuts, eggs, strawberries, or chocolate, the food substance was most likely consumed at the moment of the conflict shock. If you don't resolve the conflict, we have to be taken in consideration when we are dealing with chronic disorders such as arthritis, angina pectoris, asthma, hemorrhoids, or recurring infections. But according to the 5 biological laws, the term chronic indicates that we have fallen back into the same conflict again and again. In order to interrupt the continual relapse cycle and be able to complete the healing phase once and for all, we have to identify the foods or products or whatever that were laid together with the original conflict shock. Clues for the cause of the allergy are usually hidden in the context. In the context, you can find the cause of that allergic reaction. All circumstances such as time, place, and the specific symptoms have to be carefully scrutinized. And that is why I'm here. In this point, that I can help you to find that unconscious information. If you have, please, any question, don't hesitate to ask and send me an email to soulDecoding@gmail.com. If we include the laws of the nature into our daily lives, we learn with growing gratitude the language in which Mother Nature speaks to us. Thank you for watching this video and see you soon.